Good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to StudyIQ IS English. I'm your educator, Praveen Mishra. We are going to proceed with today's The Hindu Analysis, that is date being 5th of May 2025. So here we go with the top headlines for the day. Okay, the first one, it's with regard to the country in conflict, Israel. Woes multi-phased response after Houthi missile strike on Ben Gurion Airport, wounding 6 people. Well, the country is in conflict or the country is conflict. These are the two statements the world is giving, right? With regard to Israel's ongoing war with not just Palestine but other Arab world countries as well, including Lebanon. The areas of Mediterranean, they have been badly affected because of the ongoing present crisis, conflict or war. And now here is the new thing. That is, now this is the country of Yemen, which is on to the target of Israel, right? So what is happening? Israel vows what? Multi-phase response after Houthi missile strike. Okay, so Houthi, we know it very well. The rebel group of the country of Yemen, right? So what is the whole news if we can see here? The news all about. So a missile struck inside the perimeter of Israel's main airport on Sunday, halting flights and gouging a wide crater in an attack claimed by Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Okay, Yemen's Iran-backed. So when we talk about the conjuncture here, okay, the whole crisis here. So it is Iran versus Pakistan versus Israel versus Yemen versus Lebanon. If we just eliminate Pakistan from mid, right? So we have got the country that is spanning from Middle East moving towards Mediterranean. Okay, these are the countries, first of all, those who have got either backing from the far west, US, or from the far east, Russia, right? And now let's put back the country of Pakistan in bit again. It's not exactly Pakistan, but it is Pakistan's closeness with the other one, that is Afghanistan. Erstwhile closeness, now there is no closeness even available, right? And now the problem is with the other states here, that is Palestine. You know, if you read world history, right? When you read world history, yeah, good morning guys, good morning everyone. Okay, I'm good, hoping you guys are good as well, right? So here we have the discussion, okay? If we have a close look at the world history, how the First World War and the Second World War things actually happened. So this is what exactly the reason was. Just the country's name changed. The conflict remained same. Okay, the issue, the contentions, the tensions, the troubles, they remained the same. Like here we have got Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Israel, Yemen, Lebanon, Palestine. Okay, but let's switch the name of the countries. It is Austria, Germany, Italy, Spain, France, England, America, USSR, okay, and other European powers. The tensions remained same, based on religious, political, social, financial, all the grounds. And this is what the grounds are same: religious, political, social, financial. Okay, contentions, they have remained the same, just what has changed the names of the country. Okay, and yes, what we have already stated multiple times, right? That is, the world is set for the Great War 3, that is World War 3, and this time it will be the nuclear war. As on Saturday we were discussing the Hindu analysis, right? Here when we discussed that about the statement coming from the Vice President of America, J.D. Vance, what he has stated, the tension is with regard to the N powers, the nuclear powers. And let's see here, nuclear powers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. The conflicting states from the Middle East towards the European or the Mediterranean areas. 3 of them are officially recognized nuclear powers. And the thing that is to be taken into consideration here, that is presently Iran's stand, okay, versus America. Iran has clearly 4 days back clearly denied that it is having no intention to have any meetup, any sort of meeting, any sort of dialogue with the American agencies, including the IAEA, right? Neither with the American government, neither any agency of the American government, neither the International Atomic Energy Agency. Simply speaking, Iran has made the statement loud and clear that I do not have any intent to disclose any of the information regarding my nuclear facilities, and neither I'm going to prohibit myself from creating nuclear grade weapons. This is what Iran's statement is indirectly. Make this thing indirectly when Iran denied any sort of meetup, meeting or a dialogue with the American agencies, including the International Atomic Energy Agency, just 4 or let's say 5 days back, right? So here is the contentions now. We are now clear why Iran made such intentions, why Iran made such statements, as here is the news now. What is the news? Iran backed Yemen rebel group Houthi attacked whom? Israel, right? Iran versus America, Israel in support of America. This is what the problem is now. Middle East is about to burn in a very, graceful manner. Right? So here is the whole news. And now the thing that we need to discuss, okay, it is about the rebel group that is known as Houthi. Okay, what is the history of Houthis we need to discuss. So as we can see here, what the statements they have been. The Houthis, officially known as Ansar Allah. Guys, please mark this thing, okay. Ansar Allah is the term used for whom? Is the term used for Houthis. Right? Okay. Now, partisans. What is the meaning of Ansar Allah? It is the partisans of God. Okay. They are Iranian-backed Shiite Muslims. Okay. So we know it very well that Islam, it is having multiple sections, obviously, just like the other religions. Okay. It does also have some sects. And 2 of the major sects, they are Shia and Sunni. Right? So the problem in the Middle East exactly is with regard to the sections of Islam here, specifically Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims. Now, Yemen, it is a particular country which was once upon a time more dominated by the Sunni Muslims. But during the rebel of 1990s, Shia Muslims took charge. And now these Shia Muslims, they are majority in the another adjoining country that is known as Iran, right? So Iran is providing them with absolute support, and that is a backing we need to understand, okay? If there is the country that is Israel, so at the back, okay, when we talk about at the back of Israel, okay, who will be there? It will be USA. And at the back of Iran or even Palestine, which are adversaries to Israel, for their back, it will be always 1 or 2 countries. That will be firstly Russia and secondly China. The best example is these days, okay, Afghanistan, Pakistan, okay, yes, Iran and Palestine, and apart from North Korea, right? So these are the best examples, the best friends in the new world order, okay, here they are. And whosoever is America backing, like for example Israel, okay, UAE, right, the nations of Saudi, or any Middle Eastern state, or including the whole of the NATO, 50 plus members of NATO, here are also in proper support with whom? In proper support with America and the allied or the satellite partners, right? Satellite nations. So this is what the present geopolitical tensions they are all about. And now coming to the Houthis back again. Okay, so what are they? First of all, as discussed, okay, they are also known as Ansar Allah, as in the partisans of God. They are Iranian backed Shiite Muslim military and political movement where in the country of Yemen, first of all. Secondly, its members who subscribe to the minority Zaidi sect of Shiite Islam advocate regional autonomy for Zaydis in northern Yemen. So the next sect that is in front of us, it is the subsection or the subclassification or sub-community of Shias. What are they? Zaydi. Okay, so simply speaking, the name is Zaydi. So Yemen, rebel group, Houthi, that is the Shiite Muslims group, and in that Shiite Muslims group or the Shia Muslims group, they have got the another subsection that is known as Zaydi. Okay, so when we talk about the Shia Muslims, so Shia Muslims are the minority community in the Islamic world. Okay, majority of them, they are being Sunni only, and Zaydis are minority in Shia, so they are micro minority. Okay, significantly different in doctrine and beliefs from the Shiites who dominate in Iran, Iraq and some other locations as well, but specifically Iran and Iraq. Now, they are minority in Yemen, which is predominantly Sunni. Okay, but they are significant one there, numbering in the hundreds of thousands and making up as much as third of the overall population. So they are less in number, but not too much minute in numbers, right? They are less in numbers, but not too much minute in numbers. Okay, so they have created a rebel group in the name of their leader. Okay, so the name of the leader was Hussein al-Houthi in the time period of 1990s when the civil war broke out in Yemen. Okay, between that is Shias versus Sunnis, specifically Zaydi Shias versus Sunnis. Okay, so there was a rebel leader. His name was Hussein al-Houthi actually. Okay, and on whose name a group has been created. What is the name of the group? Houthi. Okay, so the Houthi, they begin as an effort to maintain tribal autonomy in northern Yemen and protest. Further, they have been fighting against the Sunni majority government since 2004, and they took control of the Yemeni capital of Sana'a in 2014, and since then Yemen has been burning just like the other world areas like Myanmar. Okay, just like presently Bangladesh, just like Afghanistan is still burning since 2 decades, and since then 1 decade and above, what we can say, okay, Yemen is also burning. But unfortunately, no world powers, they have, neither first of all an intent, and secondly, neither they have provided any such efforts or to be said as efforts, okay, in the state of Yemen, right? So Houthis, they are continuing their attacks day to day, and recently they have attacked where? Now they have entered Israel, right? And this is a huge problem for us, right? Okay. So yes, Ram sir, hello Harvinder. Okay, yes, hello guys, all to the one, those who have joined for the first day. Okay, now from the context of the first news, what we have from the context of the first news, okay, that is Israel versus Yemen, and Yemen is backed by Iran. Okay, and Iran, once upon a time friend of Pakistan, now an adversary to Pakistan. As last year what we have seen, Pakistan got the double blow. On one side, Pakistan was attacked by Iran, right? And then the very same Pakistan was also attacked by his so-called ally, Afghanistan, right? So now, Iranian foreign minister is on the soil presently, Iranian minister is there in Islamabad. And you know what Iranian minister is there for? To mediate peace between India, us and Pakistan. Can you imagine? Iran. Does Iran has that authority? Does Iran has that power in the Middle East region or in the South Asian region that it can provide a mediation between India and Pakistan, between the two nations, those who are in conflagration since last 7.5 decades? Do you think so? Well, the answer to the question is absolutely no. Do Iran has that authority? No. But yes, India-Iran relations, right? As of now, where we need to focus is India-Iran relations. Okay. Firstly, in case we don't have this information, so let's mark this information. Iran is India's largest, one of the largest, if we talk about top 3. So Iran, I guess, holds top the 3rd position, or even, I guess, maybe the 4th position, maybe, right? When it comes to the crude oil export. Okay, so crude oil supply. From where? Okay, India, we, okay, imports. From whom? From Iran. And you know what this highlight of this deal is? We do deal in INR, that is Indian rupees. Okay, we deal in which one? We deal in Indian rupees with Iran, right? And another angle, Iran is a officially designated enemy of America. Officially designated adversary or enemy of America, and with whom India is taking largest export or imports actually of its crude oil supply. That too in which currency? In Indian rupees. Okay, in the INR, Indian currency. Right. Now, considering this relationship, okay, Iran's foreign minister set to visit Pakistan, offering the mediation of peace. Okay, after offering to mediate the peace between the two countries. Right. So, presently the Iranian foreign minister, okay, he would be right now sitting in Islamabad, okay, as it is Monday today, right, and a day after will be here in India. Okay, so let's see what will be the outcomes. So guys, this is just a trailer. I assure you something. This is by, let's say, the next Wednesday, not this one, next Wednesday. Okay, next week's Wednesday. I'm not giving any kind of that, Bhavishyavani type of thing or some oracle type of things. No, absolutely not. Don't consider that. I'm just providing you a, type of a analysis. Okay, here we are to analyze the news, right? So there is an analysis from my end. We can mark the date. Okay, so today it is 5th of April, 5th of May. By next Wednesday, like by around, I guess it will be 15th of May, we shall be having a news. By next Wednesday, as in not exactly by next Wednesday, before by next Wednesday, I'm, just forecasting this. Okay, we shall be having a news where India and Iran, they will be having a deal. Obviously, they are coming, so we'll be having a deal. Next, Pakistan would be the center mark of that deal. Okay, it could be related to the Tapi gas pipeline. Okay, it could be related to the trilateral trade, or it could be also related to the Chabahar port. Okay, so guys, you can mark the date. I'm giving you a forecast. Okay, that is today. It is 5th of May, and by next 10 days, okay, within next 10 days, that is before 15th of May, we shall be having or witnessing a deal. Okay, between India and Iran, keeping the Chabahar and Gwadar port, both of them in mid of it. Okay, as we have already initiated the Vizhinjam port. Okay, and because of which, obviously, India has got a much needed and anticipated boost in the Indian transshipment corridor projects, right? Specifically from Sagarmala to Sagar, that is security and growth for all in the region, specifically into we talk about the Indian Ocean region. right? So yes, obviously Chabahar and Gwadar will be in the picture. If not Gwadar, then 100% it will be Chabahar, right? Okay. So let's see what there will be in news, okay, and what we shall be discussing later. So when we talk about this event of Iran and Pakistan, so this brings us to the discussion of Jaish al-Adl. Okay, so here is the name, that is Jaish al-Adl, or the Army of Justice. It's between the contentions of Iran and Pakistan. Okay, so it is with regard to the contentions of Iran versus Pakistan. This country is in conflict with every second country. I can't understand Pakistan's, actions. Literally, their geopolitical spheres need to be upgraded. Think about Pakistan having enmity with Iran, Iraq, us, even Afghanistan now. So, no particular country bordering Pakistan is a friend to Pakistan, okay, except China. In case it loses its border areas of Balochistan and the LOC, then Pakistan is not even having any direct connection with China then, right? So as you can see, if it is Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, India, okay, this country is having no peaceful relations with any of its neighboring state. And then they will say, we are Aman Pasand country. We love peace. You divide peace in pieces and then you say you love peace. It is a very, hypocritical statement then. So here we go. We talk about Jaish al-Adl. Okay, what is this? The Army of Justice, a Sunni militant group that emerged in 2012. Okay, what is the time period? 2012. The reports of CIA, Central Investigating Agency, America, stated that Jaish al-Adl was none other than the offshoot or type of a shadow agency of ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. This is what CIA has to state, okay, the moment this particular organization came into being. It is primarily composed of the members from ethnic Baloch community residing on both sides of Iran and Pakistan border. Okay, what is the name? Jaish al-Adl. Next, the group is considered as an offshoot of the Jundullah organization, which saw its strength diminish after Iran arrested many of its members. Okay, but CIA has a different story. Not Jundullah, they have stated it could be funded or covered or patronated by ISIS. Further, the main objective, seeking independence for Iran's eastern Sistan province. Okay, so guys, there is a location for you in the news, that is Sistan or Sistan province. Okay, where it is in the country of Iran, okay, and Pakistan's Balochistan province. This is majorly, okay, the Shia dominated area. Okay, so this is what the name is, Jaish al-Adl. Okay, and as per the reports, it could be offshoot of the two groups. First is ISIS, which is right now type of dormant or maybe has ended even, but yes, presently dormant. Okay, and the second one, Jundullah group. So guys, the things that we have marked, Jaish al-Adl and Jundullah, where the Iran region, fighting for what? The independence, locating the areas of Sistan in Iran and Balochistan in Pakistan. Okay, and yes, one thing, just like POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, just like POK. Okay, Balochistan is also a kind of the illegal occupation of Pakistan as per the Baloch Liberation Front. Okay, as per the Baloch people. Okay, they have given their clear statements that they do not have any relation with Pakistanis, neither the government, neither the community, neither the masses. They are different. But still, Pakistan has held control over the Baloch region since its independence. Right? Okay. So now, how has been the relations between the Pakistan and Iran been? Okay. I'll tell you a surprising fact. A very surprising and alarming fact as well for us. You know, it was time period of 1980s till 1980s. if you compare the growth rate of India and Pakistan, surprisingly and shockingly, Pakistan's growth rate was more than that of India. Not that growth, not that level of difference was there, but still difference was there. What we term it in Hindi, right? There is a phrase 19-20 ka fark. Okay, what we term it as the 19-20 ka fark, right? That is a minute difference used to be there, but Pakistan grew more during that time period. And the reason was, one of the reasons was the Baghdad Pact, through which Pakistan came into an agreement with with United Kingdom, that is England, Iran, as well as Iraq, and because of which Pakistan got good amount of legal funding. Okay, as England was backing Pakistan, right? So that is known as the Baghdad Pact, also came to be known as CENTO, Central Treaty Organization. As you can see, it has been mentioned here. So before 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, both countries, they were firmly allied to United States and had in 1955 joined the Baghdad Pact that later came to be known as Central Treaty Organization, CENTO, a military alliance modeled on the NATO, National Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, Iran provided, see, this is Iran which provided material and weapon support to Pakistan during its war against us in 1965 and 1971. Now think how things have changed in geopolitics. Iran supported Pakistan in two wars, 65 and 71, but the very same Iran was not supporting Pakistan in 1999. And the very same Iran is now Indian ally and adversary to Pakistan. Okay, switch in relations. So the Shah of Iran expressed concern about the disintegration of Pakistan after the liberation of Bangladesh. So in fact, the Iranian government condemned Indian actions. Okay, so at that time, even Iran was not in favor of India. But after 1979, what happened? The post-civil war in Iran, okay, post-revolution in Iran. So the Islamic revolution in Iran led to the rise of an ultra-conservative Shiite regime under Ayatollah Khomeini, okay, whom Iran lost. This was concurrent with Pakistan's own Islamization under military dictator General Zia-ul-Haq. And the two countries now found themselves on opposite ends of the sectarian divide. So before 1979, both the countries, they were predominantly Sunnis. But after the Iranian Revolution, Iranian Islamic Revolution of 1979, what happened actually? Iran was now ruled by the Shia community, led by the supreme leader there, okay, Ayatollah Khomeini. And now the Pakistani leader at that time was General Zia-ul-Haq, who was a predominantly Sunni. So now the Sunni versus Shia fight that discarded the relationships between the two countries of Iran and Pakistan. And now post 1979, that is now since last 46 years, these countries are adversaries to each other. And last year in January, okay, Iran invaded Pakistani territories, okay, and bombed Pakistan. Literally, it has happened in January 2024. Okay, so once a friend, now proper enemies. Okay, so here we go to the third news, to the third headline of the day. 95% of the stakeholders opposed Waqf amendment during JPC meetings, okay, as per the statement coming from the DMK, okay, of Tamil Nadu, obviously. So we have seen that how Waqf amendment has came into being and how the Supreme Court has also imposed an interim stay over the act, okay. But as per the DMK's statement, what they have stated, when a joint parliamentary committee meeting was held, and in that meeting, it was 95% of the parties, including DMK, which opposed the Waqf amendment. Okay, this is what DMK has stated. So, opposing Waqf amendment 95%, but still the parliament passed the Waqf Amendment Act. that represented the grief and the type of the reluctance or type of the insatisfaction or dissatisfaction of the other political parties. Okay, and now the concern for us here from this news is the understanding of JPC, that is the Joint Parliamentary Committee. Okay, so when we talk about the JPC specifically, so the JPC, it is an ad hoc as in temporary committee, first of all, established by Parliament to conduct a thorough examination of a specific subject or bill. Okay, so it is what? A parliamentary stand ad hoc, that is a temporary committee constituted by whom? By the Parliament itself. Okay, to conduct what? To conduct a thorough examination or basically the research or analysis of any specific bill. Okay, it consists the members from both the houses, okay, as well as from ruling and opposition parties. So JPC membership comes from where? Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both, literally both. Okay, so membership coming from both the organizations, Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Coming only from ruling party? No, coming from the ruling as well as the opposition parties, whosoever they are, how many they are, doesn't matter. Okay, so next, the Parliament determines the composition of the JPC and there is no fixed number. Okay, simply speaking, okay, the Parliament is having absolute authority to determine the numbers of the JPC. Okay, it is not fixed. So committee is dissolved as it is the temporary after the completion of its task. And remember, it is absolutely advisory in nature. The advice of JPC, it is advisory in nature and not mandatory, not binding on government. Okay, the government may or may not, that is even refuse to accept the advice, right? So remember guys, JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee, ad hoc, membership coming from Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, ruling party as well as opposition party, membership not fixed. Who has the authority to decide the membership? It is only and only the Parliament of India. Okay, is the committee dissolved after the work is completed? Yes, the committee is dissolved as well after the completion of the work. Okay, so here we go to the next one. Next news, reconstitutes Supreme Court bench to review order which gave unbridled powers to ED. Okay, so as per the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, there is an act, okay, we have considered it as the PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Okay, the Enforcement Directorate has got some unbridled, as in some immense amount of powers to constitute any sort of investigation against any person on whom the PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, has been imposed. So recently the bench, okay, the reconstituted bench of Justices Surya Kant, Ujjal Bhuyan and N. Koteswar Singh is scheduled to take up the case on May 7. Justice Singh replaces Justice C.T. Kavika, who retired on January. Okay, so what is the condition? Should we provide ED with all unbridled or uncapped powers with the case of PMLA, or shall there be some sort of, type of a capping available to them? So as of now, the 7th May judgment, okay, that is the day after tomorrow judgment that shall come, will decide whether the ED's power will be having any cap considering the PMLA Act or not. So as of now, we don't know. But yes, there is a term here that has been mentioned as in sui generis. As you can see, the term that has been mentioned, sui generis. Now, how do we define this term sui generis? It is, in English, we term it as unique. Okay, that is one of its own kind. Remember guys, just please, these terms are very, very important. Okay, what is mentioned? Sui generis. As in what? Simply stating unique, or simply it is of its own kind. Okay, of its own kind. Okay, that is having no other resemblance or no other type of presence anywhere else. It is one of its own kind. Okay, absolutely, that is unique in nature. Okay, so this is what Supreme Court has stated. This is a sui generis legislation, that is PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Okay, so Parliament enacted the act as a result of the international commitment. Okay, that is with regard to the instructions by the United Nations, specifically the FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force. Okay, so this is what sui generis and PMLA, but we need to wait for next 48 hours for us to get the clear insights over this news. What Parliament will provide us, what judiciary will provide us. Will it provide us that there is some amendment needed into the PMLA, and what will be the amendment actually, and what will be the Parliament's response, and further what will be the amendments in case Parliament proceeds with regard to the PMLA, right? That is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now next comes into the news. Manipur Naga body urges governor to reinstate free movement regime, FRM. Okay, so the next news for us here. Okay, what is this? First of all, the conflict-ridden state of our country, that is Manipur for now. Okay, as of now it is conflict-ridden. There, the Naga body, it has urged to whom? To the governor of the state to reinstate, that has been presently suspended, that is to reinstate, okay, the FRM, that is the free movement regime. Now, what is this free movement regime and what is the whole news? So, let's understand it from this article. So, here we go. The United Naga Council, UNC in short, in Manipur has sought the reinstatement of the free movement regime in the Naga areas on either side of India-Myanmar border and the rollback of the 7 districts created in the year 2016. Okay. Now, what is this free movement regime? What are the features to it? Let's discuss. Okay. So, as we can see, the free movement regime, this is from this paragraph, allowed any member, literally whom? Any member, okay, of a hill tribe who is citizen of either India or Myanmar, okay, and resides within 16 kilometers of the border on either side to cross the border on the production of the border pass and stay up to 2 weeks per visit, okay, and such a pass was valid for a year. Okay, so what is this free movement regime? Let's understand it. Simply, free movement regime. Okay. Firstly, the countries involved. It is India and Myanmar. For whom? For the tribes. Which tribe? Any tribes living in the vicinity of, in the areas of 16 kilometer from the border. From the border. Okay. So, let's say, for example, this is the border, okay, this side it is India and this side it is Myanmar. So, till here, how many? 16 kilometers, okay, or from here, how many? 16 kilometers. So, if you are a particular tribe, remember, a tribe which is living on either side of the border, okay, maximum 16 kilometers, okay, then you can have an FMR certificate. FMR certificate, okay, which is, simply speaking, free movement regime certificate, which is valid for 1 year. And per visit, with this free movement regime, you can stay up to 2 weeks even without visa. Okay. So once you have the certificate through the free movement regime, okay, you can enter either side of the countries, okay, without visa and stay there up to 2 weeks, right? So this is what has been mentioned, the free movement regime, movement of any hill tribe, okay, either side of India or Myanmar who is living 16 kilometers, okay, and cross the border, okay, with the pass and stay up to 2 weeks per visit. Okay, this is what the free movement regime, which has been impacted because of the ongoing conflict inside the state of Manipur. So the UNC, that is the United Naga Council of Manipur, it has urged the governor of the state to please reinstate the free movement regime. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, on this we have got a special session as well to be discussed today, right? So here we go to the next news. Guys, please remember 2 p.m. live, okay, sharp 2 p.m. we shall be meeting again and we shall be discussing about the whole history of this free movement regime and specifically the communities residing between the India-Myanmar border, okay, and what is the significance, why such free movement regime was even needed, okay, what is the history and so all things. We will be having a proper correlated facts to be discussed. Okay, so guys, please stay tuned with the channel. Okay, sharp 2 p.m. we shall be meeting. Okay, so for now, moving to the next news. What if we are bitten by a snake? Obviously, we need medicines. Obviously, right? See, anti-venom. This is what we call. But there is a feature in the human body that is known as antibody. Have you taken the COVID-19 vaccine? Are you vaccinated? Probably 99% of us we are. What is vaccine made up of? Apart from other multiple components, COVID-19 virus components are also inducted in the COVID-19 vaccine. Or in fact, not just COVID-19 vaccine, any vaccine that we produce, okay, we add the components of the virus or that very bacteria against whom we need that vaccine. Okay, so this is what the vaccination concept is. That particular vaccine that comes into our body creates antibodies, okay, antibodies as in the types of cells which will be now, okay, spread throughout our whole body, whole human body, and which will support us, okay, in creating an immune system against that particular body, that is a virus or a bacteria or a whatsoever, right? Now, so this is medically done. But how if I say that in order to get my body absolutely immune or create antibodies from any snake venom or any snake bite, I will induct multiple snake venoms inside me. Is it possible? So, as of now, not medically permitted everywhere, but it has been a particular tradition. What do we call it? We call it as Mithridatism. Okay, what is that? Mithridatism. What is this? A particular type of a action or a type of a course in which a person on purpose, okay, gets himself or herself bitten by a snake, okay, and let the venom absorb in the vessels, in the body, in the cells, etc. Okay, so that the antibodies are created. Dangerous, but unfortunately, right? Dangerous, but it has proven to be successful in the ancient ages, right? So as what we can see with this whole news in front of us, okay, for millennia, there have been stories of people who tried to make themselves immune to poison by regularly ingesting a small non-lethal doses of it. Okay, and specifically there was a ruler, okay, and this is the this is a thing termed as Mithridatism. There was a ruler, his name was Pontic King Mithridates VI, okay, in the time period of 135 to 63 BC, who injected himself with multiple venoms. Okay, so on his name, what we have got? A particular theory, Mithridatism, right? And there has been multiple people, those who have said that they have injected 10, 12, 15, 20 venoms inside their body, and because of which, so obviously non-lethal ones, okay, and because of which their body has now totally accepted the cells of venom, and now they are totally immune from any non-lethal and lethal venoms as well. But this is dangerous, medically not permitted. So do not even try to promote it, medically not permitted even, right? There are laws against it. We can't even use this snake venom, right? So please remember, medically not permitted, legally not permitted. So do not even try to think over it, and do not even try to promote such things. This is just a news that we are sharing with you. Okay, that is the term that could be asked in our examination. That is what? Mithridatism. Okay, that's it. So here we go. 3 children among 16 killed in Israel's Gaza strikes, according to the UN conventions. It is the duty of the UN bodies to protect the children into the conflict-ridden states. Okay, and the news is nearly 3 children. Okay, there could be 3 children minimum among other 16 those who have killed in Israeli attack in Gaza again. Okay, how many? Minimum 3. Dear United Nations, this is what we need to understand. Okay, the health ministry in Hamas-run Gaza on Sunday said at least 2,436 people have been killed since Israel resumed its campaign in Gaza. Now, bringing the war's overall death toll to 52,335 in last 1.5 years. This is a message by Israel to its adversaries that do not try to pinch. Okay, it was 7th of October 2023 when Hamas initiated war against Israel, and now this whole news. But the thing is, this is not permissible, as it is against the conventions of United Nations as well. Okay, so humanity at its stake. 52,000 people alone died in Gaza. Forget about the rest of Palestine. Conflict in Ukraine, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Pakistan, terrorist attacks to us, that is India. Apart from that, conflict in Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Sudan, South Sudan, Nigeria, Democratic Republic of Congo, conflict-ridden states. Okay, unfortunately, still after decades of conflict, no such global organization has made any successful attempt in order to eliminate such conflict and restore peace and tranquility in the region and let people live the normal lives, right? So there have been conventions for United Nations, World Bank, IMF, etc., but all on papers, have literally no real life significance. Okay, so that's it, guys, from today's The End Analysis, that is 5th of May 2025. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, please do subscribe to the StudyIQ English channel, as you know the importance of the channel in your life, right? So it is providing you all the quality and quantity of the content that is needed for you, right? Specifically for your current affairs as well as the other static portions. Okay, everyone, so please do subscribe to the channel and never miss any single update. And in case you wish to connect with me, so we can connect on 2 distinct platforms. So over Instagram, you can search me with the username Praveen Mishra _2107, and on Telegram you can search my channel, that is study_with_Praveen. Okay, guys, so these are the 2 platforms where we can connect. Okay, and thank you so much for watching today. See you all now sharp in next 1.5 hours, okay, at 2 p.m. exactly, where we'll be discussing about the concerns related to the internal security as well as the topic of the free movement regime. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.